In the last video, we talked about building useful muscle and why we should not train like we are 30 anymore. So today, I'd like to answer one of the most practical questions in this whole series. What exactly is resistance training? Because I think many people hear that phrase and immediately imagine bodybuilders, heavy barbells, and crowded gyms. That's not what we're talking about. One of the most common things I hear is, but I walk every day. Well, that's excellent. Please keep walking. Walking, especially outdoors, particularly in the morning or late afternoon, is one of the best things you can do for your heart, lungs, your brain, your mood, and your general health. It also gives you many of the wider benefit of being outside, including natural light, the gift of nature, and a healthier body clock. With sensible sun exposure, we also get vitamin D and many other benefits. But here's the important point: walking is exercise. Resistance training is also exercise, but they're not the same type of exercise. They ask our body to adapt in different ways. Walking mainly trains your cardiovascular system, your heart, your lungs, and your endurance. The same is broadly true of activities like cycling, swimming, and running. They're excellent forms of exercise, but unless they challenge your muscles enough to become stronger, they aren't a substitute for dedicated resistance training. Resistance training mainly trains your muscles, your bones, your strength, your power, and your reserve. So neither is better. We need both, both cardiovascular exercise and resistance exercise. So, what exactly is resistance? It's actually very simple. Your muscles have to work against a load that is challenging enough to tell them you are still needed. That load might be your own body weight, it might be a resistance band, it might be a dumbbell, machine, or barbell, or simply carrying something heavier than your muscles are used to. Perhaps your groceries. So instead of using the trolley to push your groceries to your car, you might want to carry it using the farmer's carry posture. The equipment isn't an important part. The challenge is. The muscle has to notice the challenge. The muscle doesn't care where the resistance comes from. It simply notices that there is resistance. And that brings us back to something we discussed in the last video. Of course, if you're cycling hard, uphill, swimming against strong resistance, running steep hills, or doing any activity that genuinely challenges your muscles, they will receive a stronger stimulus. There isn't a sharp dividing line. The question is always the same: did your muscles receive a strong enough signal to adapt? Now, anabolic resistance. As we get older, the message from exercise doesn't get through to our muscle as easily as it used to. The muscle hasn't stopped listening. It simply needs a clearer, louder message, a stronger message, a more consistent message. That's why today's caption on this video is muscle needs a signal, and that signal is resistance. Without that signal, the body has very little reason to keep maintaining muscle that it thinks you no longer need. The muscles aren't the only tissues listening. Bones are listening too. So are tendons. When they experience appropriate loading or resistance, they also receive the message: you are still needed. That's one reason resistance training becomes so important after 60. It doesn't simply help sarcopenia, it also helps to push back against osteopenia, supports strength and improves function, dynapenia, and helps to delay the progression towards frailty. Here's another benefit that often surprises people. Healthy muscle isn't just about movement, it's one of the body's largest metabolic organs. When we build and maintain healthy muscle, we aren't only helping movement, we are also improving the way body handles sugar, glucose. We are improving insulin sensitivity. We are helping maintain a healthier body composition. In other words, building useful muscle benefits far more than our arms and legs. It benefits the whole body. Now, here's something else I'd like you to remember. Being active is wonderful. Walking, gardening, cycling, swimming, like me playing table tennis or playing with your grandkids. Please keep doing those things. They all contribute to a healthier life. But don't confuse being active with giving your muscles the signal they need to become stronger. Yes, they are related, but they're not the same thing. One of the biggest changes after 60 is that everyday life often becomes easier for our muscles than it used to be. We tend to use machines, we sit more, we carry less than we used to, we avoid hills. Our muscles become remarkably efficient at doing only what we ask of them. The body is wonderfully efficient. If we stop asking it to build strength, it quietly stops building strength. That's the physiology. And once you understand the physiology, the solution becomes easier to understand. We deliberately ask our muscles to do a little more than we used to doing, not recklessly, not to impress anybody, not to prove that we are still 30, just enough to say, stay strong, you are still needed. So that's why I don't think of resistance training as bodybuilding. I think of it as maintaining the equipment that I have, that I need for the next 20 or 30 years of my life. That's useful muscle. Useful muscle that helps me stand up easily, carry heavy groceries, climb stairs, to travel around, the muscle that gives me the reserve to recover after illness, catch myself if I stumble, remain independent. The goal isn't bigger muscles, the goal is better life. The goal is health span. If you're enjoying this series, consider subscribing. Every video builds on the last one because preserving muscle is not only just for lifespan, but more importantly for health span. It isn't about finding one magic answer. It's about understanding the whole body, how the body changes with age, making sensible decisions that work with the physiology rather than against it. So let's answer the question in today's title. What actually builds useful muscle? Not simply being active, not simply walking, not simply getting older. It's useful muscle. Useful muscle is built when we give our muscles a reason to stay, the right resistance, the right signal, again and again, consistently, day after day, week after week, month after month, and year after year. In the next video, we'll look at what happens after you have given your muscles that signal. Because the signal by itself may not be enough. The signal tells the muscle to build protein. Its protein provides the building material. So we'll talk about protein, why protein needs often change after 60, why older muscles usually need more, not less, to respond well, and how nutrition works together with resistance training to build stronger, useful muscle. Because after 60, after 70, after 80, after 85, muscle and health span aren't built by chance. They're built by understanding the physiology, respecting it, and working with it.